Welcome back here on Live Now from Fox, 1:55 on the East Coast and 10:55 on the West Coast. Do want to get back to this breaking news that we have been following, as a judge has now agreed to postpone Donald Trump's sentencing in his hush money case until after the November election, granting him a hard-won reprieve as he does navigate the aftermath of that criminal conviction and the home stretch of his presidential campaign. We are now about 59 days away from the election. Manhattan Judge Juan Merchan, who is also weighing a defense request to overturn the verdict on immunity grounds, delayed Trump's sentencing until November 26th, several weeks after the final votes are cast in the presidential election. It's been scheduled for September 18th, about 7 weeks before Election Day. Again, that moved, though. Merchan wrote that he was postponing the sentencing, quote, to avoid any appearance, however unwarranted, that the proceeding has been affected by or seeks to affect the approaching election in which the defendant is a candidate. He added, quote, the court is a fair, impartial, and apolitical institution. Trump's lawyers pushed for the delay on multiple fronts, petitioning the judge and asking a federal court to intervene. They argued that punishing the former president and current Republican nominee in the thick of that campaign to retake the White House would amount to, quote, election interference. Trump's lawyers argued that delaying his sentencing until after the election would also allow him time to weigh next steps after Merchan rules on the defense's request to reverse his conviction and dismiss the case because of the U.S. Supreme Court's July presidential immunity ruling. In his order Friday, Merchan delayed a decision on that until November 12th. A federal judge on Tuesday rejected Trump's request to have the U.S. District Court in Manhattan seize the case from Merchan's state court. Had that been successful, Trump's lawyers said they would have then sought to have the verdict overturned and the case dismissed on immunity grounds. Trump is appealing the federal court ruling still at this moment here. The Manhattan District Attorney's Office, which prosecuted Trump's case, deferred to Merchan and did not take a position on the defense's delay request. Messages seeking comment were left for Trump's lawyers and the district attorney's office, but at this point, Fox has not heard back. Election Day is November 5th, but many states allow voters to cast ballots early, with some set to start the process just a few days before or after September 18th. Trump was convicted in May on 34 counts of falsifying business records to conceal a $130,000 hush money payment to adult entertainment star Stormy Daniels just before the 2016 presidential election. Daniels claims she and Trump had a sexual encounter a decade earlier after they met at a celebrity golf tournament in Lake Tahoe. Prosecutors cast the payout as part of a Trump-driven effort to keep voters from hearing salacious stories about him during his first presidential campaign. Trump's former lawyer, Michael Cohen, paid Daniels and was later reimbursed by Trump, whose company lodged the reimbursements and said that they were legal expenses. Trump maintains that the stories were false, that reimbursements were for legal work, and that they were logged correctly. And the case brought by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg was part of a politically motivated, quote, witch hunt aimed at damaging his current campaign. Democrats backing their party's nominee, Vice President Kamala Harris, have made his conviction a focus of their messaging. In speeches at the party's convention in Chicago last month, President Biden called Trump a, quote, convicted felon running against a former prosecutor. Representative Jasmine Crockett of Texas labeled Trump, quote, a career criminal with 34 felonies, 2 impeachments, and 1 porn star to prove it. Trump's 2016 Democratic opponent there, former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton, inspired chants of, quote, lock him up from the convention crowd when she said Trump, quote, fell asleep at his own trial. And when he woke up, he made his own kind of history, the first person to run for president with 34 felony convictions. So again, the basics here are that Trump's sentencing has now been postponed until after Election Day, the new date set for November 26th. And of course, the official Election Day is November 5th. We'll keep you updated here as we do get more details on all of this on Live Now from Fox.